Hello all, and welcome to my first 1K special, my 1K sub Q&A. Or should I say 2K, or 3K, and 4K, and 5K. For some reason I hit all this within 2 weeks, so... okay. Interesting. So what am I gonna do now? Well, since I'm too lazy to make sub specials for every one of these, I'll just do this. Anyway, let's get rolling. And before I start this, I just want to say that I did, in the description below, there are timestamps. It will basically take you to the question that you asked me instead of going throughout the video to find it. Hopefully this helps. And anyway, enjoy the Q&A. Who is my favorite Paw Patrol pup? That would be the orange one, also known as Zuma. I like Zuma because his unique, cool, chill personality is one reason. He can also stand out because in the early seasons, you don't remember, he has speech impediment. That's something I think that wasn't talked about much. Besides Marshall's clumsiness being one thing, this wasn't really talked about, and it really made him unique in the first part of the season, in the first couple of seasons. And also because he said do a lot, of course not, and he's an underrated character. You gotta give those some love sometimes. Who are your favorite characters on Paw Patrol? Well, I'll just list my top 3. My first favorite, of course, is Zuma, I've already said that, but my second favorite is Marshall, and my third one is Chase. What is my opinion on the Merpups? I think originally they were really interesting characters, especially when Puplanus was revealed. But rarely they haven't appeared since then. I think it'd be interesting to explore them a bit more and their history. That'd be something I'd like to see. I got 2 questions from the same episode. Let's answer both of them. First one is, did the cheetah die and Pups stop the cheetah? No, she did not. And I wish he should have, after what she did to the Paw Patroller. That irritated me a bit. Second question, how did the cheetah steal the Paw Patroller? Well, I'll give you a rundown. Basically, Humdiner's kittens open the animal pen at the Wingnuts farm. The team goes there to try, the Paw Patrol goes there to try and round them up. They do, but this is a distraction so the cheetah can steal the Paw Patroller. That's the best description I could give. Where do I live? Well, I live on the continent of North America. But am I American or Canadian? I'm an American. What is my opinion on Marshall? Marshall is a very special case, and I think he's a very good character because of this. His clumsy personality is diverse among the other characters, and his wipeouts. The running gag that's been in the series since forever. Although they have become very, very repetitive. Seems like they've run out of ideas for gags, for wipeouts, I guess. But as in terms of him, I really liked him in the earlier seasons of the series, but since then, he really hasn't. In the recent season 8 episodes, he's been pretty good, but as for that in between, I really don't. Just in the early seasons, I think the early seasons he was definitely better. He had some pretty good episodes in the first couple of seasons of the series. What is my favorite ship? Well, my favorite ship in the series would be Skase. And of course it has more subtle moments than any other pairing I've seen so far. Even especially Pup Save Friendship Day. If you watch that episode and you like Skase, that's the episode for you. There were a lot of good moments in that category in that episode. And do I think it should happen? Very unlikely at where we are now after the last couple seasons. I just really don't see it happening, to be honest. What is my opinion on shipping? Oh boy, okay. This is gonna be pretty difficult to break down. I like shipping, but I don't like it at the same time. The reason I like it is because it brings these characters closer together, and it strengthens their development overall together, but the reason why I don't like it is because, well, Paw Patrol is a preschool show, and I know a lot of people are going to say that all shows are allowed to have shipping. I know that, but when I first started watching this series, I never really noticed that these characters were actually shipping together or having these small moments with one another. But either way, if shipping does happen again at some point in the future, I would like to see it happen, but they're just friends, in my opinion. What is my opinion on Claw, the new villain in Rescue Knights? Honestly, I was mixed about him in the beginning. I mean, he was a villain, of course, but I mean, I remember watching Nebula's video on this, and I can agree with him more that another villain is it's not the anticipation I was hoping for, because I counted, including Claw, we have 12 new villains. We have 12 villains since Season 4, including him, and there's only been 4 new team members. Tuck, Ella, Rex, and Wildcat. That's all. In 4 to 5 seasons. It's disappointing. Really is. Well, I mean, it's a new character. Well, at least he's a new character, so it's all good in the end. My favorite Pixar movie, that would be Cars. I don't know if this is the movie that got me into NASCAR or not, but this movie is one of my favorites, and it will always be my favorite childhood movie ever. Favorite Disney movie? I already did my favorite Pixar movie. What about Disney? I'd have to go with The Lion King, mainly just because of the story. It's a really good one, as well as Scar. I'm going to be talking about villains a lot. I love Scar. No Disney villain can outrank him. And Be Prepared is one of the best Disney villain songs I probably ever heard. Oh, and speaking of villains, my favorite Star Wars villain. Ooh, something up my alley. That would be Darth Maul. The reason why I love Darth Maul is because, of course, his personality, his ego, his evil agenda. It's honestly unbelievable, but he also has one of the best redemption stories out of any Star Wars character. After only having 2 lines in in episode 1, after only having 2 lines in The Phantom Menace, he certainly came back. And he came back hard. Let's also not forget the Maulway scene. That is very badassery too. And as a matter of fact, the entire Siege of Mandalore arc. What is my favorite Paw Patrol episode? That would be Pup's favorite friend. There's a lot as to why. Marshall's cloniness, of course, is at the center of the attention in all of this. And all the pups trying to help find their friend, of course. And experiencing one of the most darkest and emotional moments of the whole series was just unreal. It's just honestly unbelievable. In its 2nd season, I was able to pull that off, and it even inspired one of the greatest fanfics to ever be written, of the whole series, which was Marshall Gone Missing, and it's still my favorite to this day. If you haven't seen it already, I think you should give it a quick read. It's pretty damn good. What is my favorite sub-series? My favorite sub-series is Mission Paw. The reason why Mission Paw is my favorite is because, one, the little spy gear and stuff, it was really new and innovative for the time. As well as the episodes, especially Quest for the Crown, which is by far still one of my favorite episodes of the sub-series era, out of any of the sub-series I've watched. And Sweetie. Oh my god, we can't forget without mentioning Sweetie. She is probably the best villain out of the whole series. I would have loved, if she was in the Paw Patrol movie, I would love to see that. I mean, she would be perfect for that, but unfortunately we have to have Pringles Man in it, which sucks, but what is my favorite season of Paw Patrol? Without a question in my mind, it has to be Season 2. The reason why is because Season 2 is such a classic season. Or not classic, a memorable season for me. The one I grew up with. There were a lot of good episodes, like, let's see, for example, Pup Save Sky, Pup Foo, Pup Save a Sniffle, Pup Save a Friend, Pup Save a Merpup, Pup Save a Talent Show, Pups Leave Marshall Home Alone, and The New Pup. Those were some damn good episodes, and right around the time when the voice casting was like really damn good. You add Max Chalesnia, Drew Davis, and Samuel Farsi to chase Marshall and Rocky, and you got a pretty damn good cast. And of course, along with Owen Mason, the OG of Ryder, Devin Cohen as Rubble, Galen Hawley as Sky, and Alex Thorne as Zuma. This was the elite voice cast right here. And I think we'll never have a good lineup like this, probably ever again. How long have I been watching Paw Patrol? I've been watching it for 8 years, dating back to the very first season in 2013. It almost seems like yesterday that I first started watching this series. Unbelievable how time flies. Which of the 6 pups would you like to have as a pet on the show, and why? I would choose Rocky. More specifically, movie Rocky. If you watched my nutshell video a couple days ago, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Seriously, movie Rocky is the fluffiest thing on the planet. I seriously need to stop the animal of this. I could die for one. Ooh, if I could change one thing about the show, what would it be? I would have to say less time on the rescues, more time on the pups' lives. Basically like slice of life type of stuff. It's from the earlier seasons of the series, this is what they mostly did, and I would like to see less rescues but longer of these. This is what made the first couple seasons of the series so good, was less time on the rescues, and I think it'd be perfect to incorporate this again. And even better, if they could introduce a sub-series of this, I would definitely enjoy it. Take me back to the good old days of the series. When did I start making YouTube videos? I started making YouTube videos around late last year, but I never really got into it till March of this year, right around the time when the KCA teaser was, the first look of the movie was going around. And essentially what I wanted to do was that I wanted to do something like what Nebula and Andrew Gamer GL were doing, but I wanted to add my own little spin on them that I wasn't seeing a lot of people doing on this. I figured the community would need an analyzer and someone to go more in depth than anyone else than expected, and that's where I came in. Alright, this is a good one. Why did I choose my name to be Da3picMeat's? The origin story. So basically, a long time ago, me and my one friend were coming up with brainstorming gamer tags for what he would make his gamer tag on Xbox One, which was, of course, the new console that was being released at the time. And we brainstormed a bunch of ideas, and one of them was the Epic Fruit, which is what he still uses. And I thought, why don't I make my name, my gamer tag, the same, but different. So originally I was gonna pick the Epic Veggie, but I eventually went with the Da3picMeat, and that's what I still use today. What is my favorite color? Well, my favorite color is black, mainly because it is the main color of villains. Oh, and speaking of villains, nighttime included, and especially darkness, eternal darkness. Have I considered making an iceberg of the Paw Patrol series? I have seen a couple of iceberg videos before. It's an interesting idea. I might consider doing one, possibly. If the research is going to be a hard part, finding all this stuff that I could use for it, but if I can get some help, that would be appreciative. I can definitely make it happen. Do I prefer the team with the original 6 members or the added members? I would go with the original 6. Just because, you know, adding more and more characters each season is definitely an overhaul. We don't need like 20 plus pups in the team. Like it would just be too much. And it gives time for the original 6 to grow as characters. And I think that's definitely what they tried for the first couple of seasons of the series, and it did work out. That's what I really liked about the first three seasons of the series. What is my expectations about the new Rescue Knights sub-series? I don't want to set the bar too high, but it looks good from the looks of it. The night costumes on the pups look really nice, and the time period, though, I really am glad they decided to do it. Like, not only is it a good time period, it's a historical time period as well, and it'll be interesting to see what adventures they will go on in this time period. We'll see if Claw can meet up to expectations as well. Am I gonna do movie info with other movies like Paw Patrol, the movie? Not really. I've made this channel strictly for Paw Patrol, unless if I say otherwise, but the Paw Patrol movie is the only one I'm going to be focusing on, and I have no idea what I'll be doing after that. I'll probably think of something, but we'll see. Do I watch any other shows other than Paw Patrol? Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. I watched Star Wars The Clone Wars, which I absolutely love, and even the new Bad Batch series that came out recently. I also watch a lot of motorsports. I'm a big motorsports fan, so I watch a lot of NASCAR, Formula 1, IndyCar. And as for cartoons, there's one show that I really love watching, and this has probably become my new favorite show as of this year, and that is Bluey. I'll probably explain in the future why I got into Bluey. Oh, I like this one. If you were to choose one Paw Patrol YouTuber to collab with, who would you choose? I've had a person on my mind for a while. I would choose Nebula. I would choose Nebula because we both have really good knowledge on the series, on the movie, how the series needs to move forward and stuff, and I think it'd be interesting if we can both combine our ideas, share our own ideas, and make one bigger picture. And I would be up for it if he would be able to, if he is up to himself. Or like this, if I were to add a pup to the TV show, what would you like its name to be? I would like to have its name be Burst, but more specifically, what breed would I like it to be? I would like it to be a red healer. I say this because this was an inspiration from Bluey. If you remember, there's a character named Frosty, and that's where I got this inspiration from. I really like it. Maybe even with an Australian accent, something that Rusty does have. It would be nice to see it'd be nice to see a character with an Australian accent. That would be really different. What's your opinion on the voice actor changing for Paw Patrol every season? You know, honestly, I know it's very unfortunate to see voice actors go, like the good ones, like Max Schlesnia, Drew Davis, Samuel Farsi. All these good voice actors that made these characters into what they are today. At least what they left what they made these characters before they left. It's unfortunate to see them go, but it's normal because, you know, a voice actor, sometimes these younger voice actors can't voice these characters forever, and eventually there has to be change, and that's why they get these new actors, and then sometimes it works out, they find the perfect replacement, and sometimes they don't. It's just the way it is, and we just have to accept it. What do I like most about Paw Patrol and why? I really think that the characters are the ones that make me like this series, is because they all really have their own distinctive personalities, such as Marshall with his clumsiness, and really if you fall in love with these characters, you're gonna get into this series, and that's what happened to me. If I wanted to be one of the pups on the show, who would I want to be and why? I actually want to go with Rocky, mainly because I think he's the second most intelligent on the team besides Ryder, and the fact that he can reuse stuff and anything. I would like to have that ability as well, and his tools would be a nice equipment feature as well. Do you think Chase will save not just Ryder, the whole world, and he will fight Mayor Humdinger? I'm not sure on that, but we'll see. What are the names of the pups and cats of the Paw Patrol team? I'll put a list here of all the pups and cats that have appeared in the series. You can pause the video and take a look at it if you want. If there's any characters that I missed, you can tell me in the comments. What made me interested in Paw Patrol as a whole? Well, I already talked about the characters, so let's talk about something more complex. Character development. Let's take Pup-Pup Boogie for example. So Chase is trying to learn the ropes of Pup-Pup Boogie, and Sky is trying to teach him. He doesn't get it. He catches on, but he really doesn't remember at first. And then later on, when he's forced to take Rebel's rig, he has to use that experience that he learned from Sky to help him out in the rescue that he's doing, which is very good. It's very simple, but it's very good development over the course of the episode, and that's what made these episodes early on pretty darn good. What is my favorite TV special of the series? That would be Mighty Pups. The reason why is because of the little superpowers they got, which of course I knew was going to happen eventually, but it was a very good aspect they introduced, as well as Chase. He was the main focus of this, and his ability to lead, his failure and his ability to lead, which is actually relatable to his character, which I really like. And Harold, he's okay, but he did pretty well in this as well. And of course, character development, which up to that point hasn't been in the series in forever. It was really nice to introduce it back into the series. And to tip it on the iceberg, Max Cholesnia returning for his final performance as Chase was just the tip of the iceberg. Why did the chicken cross the road? I guess Chickaletta wanted to get away from Mayor Goodway. But seriously though, how does that mayor lose that chicken so many times? I don't understand. It's a conspiracy theory at this point. Do you think that they will make a Paw Patrol movie 2? All I gotta say is, never say never. What is the correct release date of the Paw Patrol movie? It is, well, I'm gonna go with the two main countries. It is, for the UK, it's August 9th, and for the US and Canada, it's August 20th. Not sure why the UK is getting it first, but I really think that the origin country should be getting it first. In my opinion, at least. Alright, who's my least favorite Paw Patrol pup? Rubble. The reason why I don't like Rubble is because really, there's nothing that makes him stand out more than the other characters. Every character has their own unique way of making them, unique and everything, but Rubble doesn't have that, and personally, I haven't really forged a good connection with him, so, unlike the other ones, so, yeah, he's been I've not been a fan of him at all. It's just nothing against him. It's just I never really liked him that much. Which exotic animal would you like to have as a pet? A hedgehog, I guess, if that's one of them. Mainly because I am interested in Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's really what I would get myself. That's where I get the inspiration from. Maybe even Shadow the Hedgehog, for that matter. And finally, the last question. Now, I know I didn't ask for any really personal questions, but I figured this was the time. And that is now. What is my actual name? Now, you can either call me by my actual name, or you can call me Da3picMeat's as always, but my real life name is Jesse. Jesse. Not with an I. If you spell with an I, you and I are gonna have a problem. And after all that, we are finally done. I apologize for keeping you waiting about a week and a half just to release this, but I have real life stuff to take care of, and I might do another Q&A in the future, depending on when I get around to it, but maybe in the future. But anyway, if I happen to miss a question, tell me in the comments below. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.